Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Well, here we go again. Once again, Donald Trump has gotten his ass kicked by Donald Trump's trade wars. Could you imagine creating a problem that doesn't even need to exist, sending the markets and the world economy into turmoil for absolutely no reason, then getting your ass kicked by the problem you created, then taking a victory lap? Most of us can't imagine that. Most of us don't have brains that work like that. But if you're Donald Trump or MAGA for that matter, you seem to think that there was a victory here today. And Donald Trump has once again proved what a great, amazing negotiator he is with the art of the deal. So I had some errands to run today. I was out on the town just kind of going about my business when I decided to check the stock market and see how it was doing. And lo and behold, my friends, the Dow Jones jumped up 2,000 points immediately. Following all of this information the way I do, I knew what had happened immediately. I started immediately scouring the internet for videos about what was going on, and the videos had not started coming out yet, so I just had to wait and be patient. And what had happened? Well, the same thing that keeps happening over and over. So Trade War 1, Donald Trump lost, did not get anything at all. Trade War 2, hell, I don't even remember. It was very uneventful. Nothing happened in that one either. And Trade War 3 was an absolute fucking disaster right from the start. And Donald Trump, within 12 hours of actually putting the tariffs on other countries and them hitting us with retaliatory tariffs, has once again backed down. And my friends, I don't know what to say anymore besides we have got a dumb, weak bastard as the president of the United States. Look, for one, you don't get to pretend to be a strong man, and every time somebody pushes back on you, you change your mind, you reverse course, and he proves time and time again that he is not up to the task of being the president of the United States. These trade wars are completely fucking pointless. And I've had some time to learn about these trade wars just a little bit, and I've noticed a trend amongst MAGA. They always keep saying the same thing over and over. Well, we got a trade deficit with that other country, and they say it like it's a bad thing. Now I'm over here, my hillbilly ass, I got to learn about what a fucking trade deficit is so I can start to understand what exactly is going on and what point they're trying to make. And this will come as no shock to anybody. They're not actually making a fucking point at all. They're not. Somebody put it into very basic terms for me on the internet. I spend a lot of time on the internet, and I'm not always able to take credit for all the really interesting and funny responses to the bullshit going on. The way they put it, that made it all make sense to me, is say you go out to eat at Chili's. You go there, you buy you some dinner, and you go home. Well, then Chili's doesn't turn around and buy any food from you. You now have a trade deficit with Chili's. All it means is that you bought more of a product than what someone else bought for you. Well, with America being basically a consumption nation, we're always going to have trade deficits, and you're not going to get rid of a trade deficit with a fucking tariff. You know how, in my opinion, in my very humble opinion, and I'm still learning how world economies work, never thought I'd be in a position in life where I had to start learning about this shit, but here the fuck we are. The only way you're going to go after these trade deficits is make products in the United States that we are exporting to other countries. Tariffs have nothing to do with that, and this is where where Donald Trump has got MAGA completely fucking confused about how things work. The tariff doesn't fix a trade deficit. The only thing the tariff does is raise prices on you, the consumer. That's the only thing that it does. And they say, well, it's going to bring manufacturing back to America, which, if their flawed theory on how this all works actually did work, then yes, that would start to eliminate or reduce trade deficits with other countries. But it's not going to fucking work. You know why? A lot of reasons why. We outsource a lot of our work to other countries where we're literally paying employees like $2 a day. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that's the fucking reality. Name one American that's going to go to work for $2 a day sewing your Nikes together. That's just not going to fucking happen. So we have outsourced basically all of our low-paying manufacturing jobs to other countries. We had some knucklehead, and you guys can remind me of what his fucking name is because my head gets a little foggy. Listen to all these MAGA chuckle fucks make up stupid nonsense on the fucking TV all the time, but said there are millions of Americans lined up just dying to be the person that screws the screws into iPhones. No, that's not actually fucking happening. Nobody is trying to be the person that screws the screws into fucking iPhones. And it's a low-paying manufacturing job that Americans quite simply aren't going to do. And if you don't believe me, we can look at what happens in America when you start scaring the shit out of our workforce that goes out and picks the crops for us and either deporting them or threatening them with deportation. Suddenly, nobody shows up to pick the crops. What you don't see is a bunch of boneheads in fucking MAGA hats out there lined up to pick up those jobs. You know, all this talk they've been saying about they're here to, all these immigrants are coming into America to take our jobs. They're taking low-paying jobs that Americans quite simply won't fucking do. And now we have proof of that because we don't see a whole sea of red hats out on the farms picking the produce now, do we? And that's just how this shit works. So, if you actually cared about a trade deficit, and once again, in my humble opinion, as I continue to learn all this shit, fuck, I'm getting an education here, my friends. Aren't you proud of me? It's not on paper. These are street smarts at this point. I don't fucking know. But if you actually wanted to fix trade deficits, you would start manufacturing things in America, not through the use of tariffs and brute force to get there. You would actually start building the plants. You would start building the warehouses. You would start build infrastructure is where you would fucking start with these things. Then you would hire people for jobs that are enticing enough for Americans to work. And you know what makes jobs enticing to Americans? Fucking money. That's the answer. We go where the money is, and that's all there is to it. And once you've done all that, well, you've still increased the prices of all the goods because now we're paying for American workers to make our products, and the prices just went up anyways. But you've gotten rid of the trade deficit, at least to a point, by making products that we can now sell to other countries. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people hear buzzwords and don't bother to look the fucking things up, and then they get on the internet and they say, well, trade deficit, trade deficit. Well, then fix it if you really want it fixed. But no matter what, at this point, our prices are going to go up. If you choose to either tariff other countries or you choose to manufacture in America, the prices will go through the fucking roof. So Donald Trump once again backs off his tariffs. I can't stand another fucking day of Caroline Leavitt standing there lying to the American people. I thought, what was her name? The very first, or his name, Sean something, Sean Spicer. I thought Sean Spicer was bad. You know, nearly 10 fucking years ago, he was a goddamn lunatic, and then they brought in Huckabee Sanders, who was even worse. This Caroline Leavitt is the fucking devil herself. She is an evil, satanic woman to be saying the shit that she says. She has massively sold out her own morals to Donald Trump, and I can't stand another day of listening to her speak. I will for these videos, but she goes on with some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard, where how, well, maybe the media is just not paying attention to Donald Trump and the art of the deal, and they just don't understand what he's doing. Oh, we understand what the fuck he's doing. There's a few things that he's doing. One, he either understands tariffs or he don't. Those are your choices. If he does understand tariffs and continues to do tariffs, then he is 100% manipulating the stock market, because unverified, I just heard this from another content creator earlier, shortly before the White House announced they were going to roll back on these tariffs, Donald Trump had tweeted out something along the lines like, it's time to buy, meaning the stock market, which means Donald Trump knew that he was going to roll back the tariffs the entire time and signaled to America that he was manipulating this stock market. That's exactly what he fucking said to us. And, on a side note to that, but it should be sort of a main note, as much as I hate seeing that Tesla stocks gain back a shitload of value today, I have to pick my poison here on this one, because I also am speaking to working class Americans, a lot of them close to retirement age, that just a couple days ago were worried that their 401k and IRAs were going to be wiped out. And congratulations to you. At least you got to see that money come back for the day. We don't know what the fuck Donald Trump's going to do in 90 fucking days, but at least you got to see that come back. So as much as it pained me to see Tesla stocks gain that much value back in one day, I am happy to see that the working class got some of their 401k and IRAs back. Now, an interesting thing that people have been telling me, I don't know necessarily where this information comes from, so feel free to tell me where it's coming from, maybe Project 2025. But people have been telling me over and over that Donald Trump intends to declare martial law on April 20th, which as of right now is 11 days away. And I was starting to think, man, maybe this is true, because he is holding on to these tariffs and continuing to tank the market over and over. And if you run a bunch of working class people out of money, then you put working class people in a position where they have nothing to lose, which means there may be riots in the streets. And I was starting to agree with that and think, man, maybe that's exactly what he's doing, pushing people out there to the streets to raise hell because now they're broke, in which point he could declare martial law. Then he goes back and he rolls back these fucking tariffs and the stock market shoots up again. I don't fucking know what's going to happen with this lunatic, and the problem is no one fucking does. I know I had other points and I'm trying to think about them in my fucking head, but the fact of the matter is Donald Trump, like I said earlier in the video, either does not understand tariffs or he is doing it for the benefit of his millionaire and billionaire buddies, because it is 100% manipulation of the stock market. And every working class American out there, especially the ones with 401ks, IRAs, any kind of small investments, maybe you've got a few stocks here, there, an Acorns account, what have you, you are taking the hit for this. Donald Trump this is a wealth transfer. In case anybody's not clear about what's going on, us working class Americans, when son of a bitch, I promise I can talk, stocks start tanking, we have a tendency to panic because that's all the money we have in the fucking world. We might possibly sell, and when it gets down to the bottom, when Donald Trump runs these fucking stocks in the ground and then says now's the time to buy, shortly before rolling back tariffs, he 100% is manipulating our stock market. Now, Donald Trump says there's a 90-day hold on these stocks. I mean, these tariffs. We don't fucking know for sure if that's going to hold, because he could get mad tomorrow and tariffs are back on. We don't really fucking know. My understanding is we are still very heavily involved in a trade war with China, who is not having any of our bullshit right now, and I don't blame the world at this point for not listening to our bullshit. However, in that 90 days, we need to see Congress and Senate really step up, take control of this fucking thing, and take away the powers of the president to enact tariffs. This needs to fucking stop. We cannot ride this roller coaster for the next 4 years. And on that note, I'll repeat a thing I've been repeating over and over since these stupid fucking trade wars started. We no longer, America, the country, no longer has any credibility in the world. We are not a reliable trading partner. We are going to be the odd man out if we allow Donald Trump to keep putting on tariffs. If we cheer for Donald Trump to keep putting on tariffs, we can fucking forget about it. All those cheap Chinese goods that we enjoy so much in our day-to-day life. Look, I get it. Manufacturing in America went out the window a long fucking time ago. We're not going to be able to purchase them, and they are things that we have in our everyday life. Almost everything we use comes from another country. Made in America is very fucking rare. Now that we've established we are not a good trading partner, the world should spend the next 90 days fucking establishing new trade routes. I know Canada's been hard at work on that. I meant new trade partners. I think I'm playing a fucking video game over here where you establish trade routes, I guess. But establish trading partners, and they have no choice but to cut us out at this point. And that's all the fuck there is to it. Just boycott our products like Canada's doing, and cut us out of the picture. Because Donald Trump has proved over and over that he is not equipped mentally for this made-up trade war that he keeps fucking doing. And as much as I hate saying it, I don't like cheering against my own country. It just so happens I fucking live here. I don't like it, but everybody that keeps voting for stupid shit over and over needs to feel the consequences of their decisions. So I am willing to take the hit. I know a lot of you are in worse positions than I am even out there, and I feel bad for the things that you're going through, but I am willing to take the hit. I'm willing to have life be harder for the rest of the world to just cut us the fuck out of the equation, and then maybe, just maybe, we can start making good, responsible decisions with our fucking votes. Is that too much to ask? Anyways, that's it for now. I gotta get back to work on some other things around here. Love you guys. Bye now.